Greetings, Mirabelles and Brunos. This is Mad Patrick. If you guys recall, 2020 was the worst year to ever happen in the 21st century, mostly because of some of the unprecedented crises that happened during that time. Now, there were a few good moments we can remember from it, like Pixar's Soul, Crash Bandicoot 4, and Disney's The Owl House, but people had to deal with an annoying virus that could have simply been solved by wearing a mask, following orders from everyone's doctors and nurses, and washing your hands continuously. Numerous of ambitious movies had to be delayed to next year or so, and countless deaths of innocent people from both the virus and man itself that make you feel like you are trapped in a live-action South Park episode. But then came 2021, which became the year of improvements. With vaccines finally available to the public, it reopened the door to the outside world once again, with movie theaters slowly coming back while streaming programs and movies are receiving stronger praise. Regardless if you're on Team Theater or Team Streaming, they still give us some great animated movies like Raya and the Last Dragon, Vivo, Luca, Encanto, and the surprisingly good Mitchell's vs. the Machines. With TV, they give us some wonderful shows like Marvel's What If and The Great North, and some perfect finales to Netflix's Carmen Sandiego and the DuckTales reboot. And while Infinity Train should have continued with Season 8, it still gave us a good finale. The video games I don't recall receiving a huge impact this year, aside from Sora finally being on Smash Bros. And Nickelodeon's attempt to beat Smash Bros. While Warner Brothers are trying to do that later this year. Admittedly, there were a few bad moments that slipped in last year, a couple of which we still had to deal with them this year. But even at that, I say 2021 was much better than last time. But now it's time to share my initial thoughts on the upcoming animated films of 2022. Once again, I'm not going to see all of them. They may not reflect in 2022 in theaters or in streaming. I'm just going to share my initial thoughts based on the movie trailers and news given to me at this time. But first, here are some honorable, hybrid, and unannounced animated films. Sonic the Hedgehog 2. There's a lot more Sonic elements than there was last time, and they're pushing James Marsden character to the side to let this all be about Sonic. But how do I know this movie is not holding back? Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. I never watched a single episode of the Disney Afternoon show, so we'll see. The Bob's Burgers movie. Come on, Bob, show me the movie you gave me. Don't make me go to Jimmy and order a pizza again. Minions: The Rise of Gru. I already covered this movie twice already, and we don't need a recap. My okay opinion still stands for right now. Scoob Holiday Hunt. It appears we're kind of taking a break of the Hanna-Barbera cinematic universe and just go back to the basics of Scooby-Doo. This time, it's a reboot of a pup named Scooby-Doo. Night in the Museum, Camarade Rise Again. I'm okay with a Night in the Museum reboot with or without Ben Stiller. My Father's Dragon. Who's up for a fantasy movie based on a novel and have been produced by the people that gave us The Secret of Kells and Song of the Sea? Pinocchio. Is it finally gonna happen? Is Guillermo del Toro finally gonna release his version on this fairy tale? Come on, let me see it. Now that I got that covered, let's get to it. Hotel Transylvania 4 Transformania. Well, we gotta have to have some leftovers for January. Now, I know the Hotel Transylvania franchise has a popularity because it stars Adam Sandler and he's easily marketable, but this fourth movie seems unimaginative. Here's the thing, the whole purpose of this upcoming movie is that Johnny's trying to get along with Dracula, even though they kinda got along in the first movie and he's married to Mavis, Dracula's daughter. He goes to Van Helsing that creates this machine that can turn humans into monsters and monsters into humans. It worked on Johnny, but it backfired on the monsters. So every monster in Hotel Transylvania had turned into humans, including Dracula. This would have been solved if Van Helsing would just reverse the effects, but that would be too smart and quick. They had to go to this one element from the Amazon jungle to fix everything. And of course, it involves Dracula and Johnny get along during their journey. And being a human is hard for Dracula, and you can guess where everything goes from there. Everything that the trailer showed me nothing but cliches. Cliches on what's gonna happen, when they're gonna do it, and when everyone's gonna live happily ever after. Even the idea of turning monsters into humans is unimaginative. You know the whole point of the Hotel Transylvania movies is to see the monsters, not the humans. I only laughed at one joke where one of the zombies turns to human and they feel so happy about it just so for another zombie to eat them and turn them to a zombie again. That was the movie's peak! And I guess I had to address one more thing that this movie is known for. Adam Sandler is not coming back as Dracula. Instead, he'll be voiced by Brian Hall, a famous YouTuber that's known for making some best cartoon impressions like Mickey Mouse, Winnie the Pooh, Goofy, and any other famous cartoon character you can ever think of. And I will admit, Brian Hall is a great voice actor. He did a good job nailing these cartoon characters. There was even at one point where he actually voiced a character in one of the Tangle cartoon episodes. When I heard him voicing Dracula in one of the Hotel Transylvania shorts, it fooled me to think Adam Sandler came back before the 4th movie. So while I like Brian Hall's performance as Dracula, and I do see him having a bright future with his voice acting, I don't feel hyped for this upcoming Hotel Transylvania movie, even if it is the final chapter. The idea of turning monsters into human is unoriginal. There's only one joke I laughed during the trailer, so I'm skipping this last chapter, and probably it's best for this franchise to end. And speaking of franchises, the Ice Age adventure of Buck Wild. Just when you think this franchise was finally over, it came back from the dead. So apparently this is supposed to be an upcoming spin-off movie that's supposed to star Buck Wild and the two possums, Crash and Eddie, going on this dinosaur adventure, and that's about it. I mean, that's cool. I like Buck in Ice Age 3, but I really don't need Crash and Eddie for this. I feel like it would have been better if this upcoming Ice Age spin-off was just about Buck alone. Kinda like Puss in Boots was just about Puss in Boots. Even the animation is not hiding there was a downgrade after Blue Sky shut down. It feels like more like an Ice Age TV show more than an Ice Age movie. If you want to continue the Ice Age franchise, it's probably best to move them to TV from now on. Even though it's still gonna feature Sid, Diego, and Manny, I feel like everyone is pretty much done with Ice Age, period. Luck. Looks interesting, but I'm not sure about this honestly. I know it's going to be released on Apple TV Plus, but to be honest, I haven't used Apple TV Plus all that much. I didn't see Apple TV Plus as one of the big leagues like Netflix, HBO Max, or Disney Plus, but Apple TV Plus haven't left a huge impact on me. The idea is interesting about an unlucky girl entering a world of luck, both good and bad, and they had to face this evil force that's more powerful than luck. But there's not much information as of right now. We don't see a trailer for it, honestly. I know this is supposed to be the debut of a new animation studio called Skydance Studio. So, as of right now, I'm not sure, to be honest. But I think the real question is, will Skydance debut the anime movie, give them good luck or bad luck? This is gonna be interesting. Turning Red. It's so fluffy! Sorry, I had to say it, but in all seriousness, this movie does look like a lot of fun. It's about a girl named May that's just about to turn 13, but her ancestors seem to have this mythic connection with the red pandas, which causes her to turn into this giant panda whenever she feels emotional, like excited or stressed out, and she is stuck between two places of being her mom's perfect daughter and being grown up. So much like Luca, I feel like this movie still has that Studio Ghibli vibe. She kinda looks like a red Totoro. The settings look amazing, and there are some amazing visuals whenever May turns into the red panda, and it's actually interesting that the director of this upcoming movie is the same director that made the Pixar short Bao, and that short was actually amazing. So I'm actually looking forward to this director's directorial debut of this film. Will it be as good as Luca or better? We'll just wait and see. The Bad Guys. Finally! An original DreamWorks animated movie! Oh, how I missed you! Okay, so DreamWorks animation movies have been hitting rock bottom because they release nothing but pointless franchise sequels like Trolls World Tour and Boss Baby Family Business. Now, they did good with their TV shows like Tales of Arcadia series, but their movies not so much. Aside from How to Train Your Dragon and The Hidden World, the only good original movie that they did good before all this was Captain Underpants, the first epic movie. And you know, they kinda made an original movie with a bundle, but let's be honest, it's just E.T. but with Yetis. Now with the bad guys, there's actually something new and fresh from it. It's about a group of gangsters like Mr. Wolf, Mr. Piranha, Miss Tarantula, Mr. Shark, and Mr. Snake, who are the biggest criminals in the world, and they like going on heists and other robberies. But then one day, Mr. Wolf accidentally helped an old woman from falling down the stairs, and she said, "You're a good boy." And of course, he felt happy like a dog, and he wagged his tail, and he decided maybe they should be good guys. Now here's the thing what makes this movie so hyped. The animation? It actually looks pretty good. It looks like something out of a comic book, which it is based on a novel, similar to the Captain Underpants movie. Second, the humor in the trailers. This is probably the funniest I've seen in any DreamWorks trailer in a long time. The scene with Mr. Shark trying to distract the police and Snake trying to save the hamsters, and even the scene where Mr. Wolf wagged his tail, that was actually funny. And thirdly, it doesn't give too much away. It doesn't determine whether the bad guys should be good guys or should stay bad guys. It kind of has that same vibe of Lupin the Third or the Castle of Cagliostro. So they can range from being heroes, villains, or even anti-heroes. The possibilities are endless as what's going to happen to this group. And to be honest, if the bad guys turn out to be a good movie than I expected, I'm actually open for it to become a franchise. It makes a lot more sense than Boss Baby, Trolls, and Home. So will Mr. Wolf steal the audience to be one of the best DreamWorks movies for a long time? Well, we're gonna have to wait and see. DC League of Super Pets. Yeah, something about this seems a bit wrong. So this movie is going to be about Crypto, Superman's dog, and he had to team up with these other pets from the Justice League because the rest of the Justice League ended up getting captured by Lex Luthor. So they had to team up to stop the villain. But there's a problem with the team. Crypto does not know how to make friends, and there's a problem with the movie. Now I do know Crypto the Super Dog. I actually remember there was a TV show that aired on Cartoon Network where Crypto was actually adopted by this boy from Earth, and he sometimes teamed up with the other Justice League pets like Ace, who is acquainted to Batman. But boy, do I really wish they could have gone with the cartoon show instead of this, but wow, I do not like this interpretation of Super Dog. And the saddest thing about this is that it's not a bad idea. Despite some of these pets being connected to the Justice League, they don't share the same power or personalities as them. Like the pig, for instance, she has the power to change her size, and Chip, which I do remember he is one of the recurring Green Lanterns, has the power to use electricity, and the Hal Jordan Green Lantern doesn't do that. He just uses his green ring to make whatever he makes. But yeah, this was an unfunny teaser trailer. They totally lost me with a FedEx joke. And there was another joke that lose me already, and it was regarding Ace using the fountain to do his business. And I feel like they could update Ace. I feel like it would have been a lot better if they just update Ace to be like Batman. Like, he's so much in love with his owner Bruce Wayne, he just wants to be like him. That would have been funny. Which is a shame, it does have some talented voice actors like Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart. But I feel like nobody cares to be in this DC League of Super Pets movie. DC Comics may be popular in either live-action movies or in animation, but there's no Snyder Cut that can fix this upcoming movie. Lightyear. Oh yeah, now we're talking! The Toy Story franchise is back, but this one is going to be a lot different. It's not going to be the life of a toy. The whole thing is going to be an origin story on Buzz Lightyear as a real human being. It's supposed to explain the origin and how he became a recognizable space ranger. Yes, there was a cartoon show where he saves the universe from the evil Emperor Zurg, but this is about to show the beginning and how Buzz Lightyear became a popular space ranger. Even the animation is amazing. It almost fooled me like this was a sequel to WALL-E. The design of the spacesuit feels so real. Now I know some of you are a bit sad that Tim Allen is not going to reprise his role as Buzz Lightyear like he always does. But here's the thing. We had Patrick Warburton as Buzz Lightyear, so we can't allow Captain America as Buzz Lightyear. So I really have no objections on Chris Evans as Buzz Lightyear. I'm definitely looking forward to this Lightyear series, so there's nowhere else to say it but to infinity and beyond. Wendell and Wild. Ooh, this looks amazing. So not a lot is known yet about this upcoming anime movie, other than it's about these two demon brothers facing their arch enemy, which is a demon-dusting nun. But what made this upcoming movie got me is that it's going to be directed by Henry Selick and going to star Key and Peele. And best of all, it's going to be an upcoming dark stop-motion animation. And this is the first time Henry Selick is going to make a dark stop-motion anime movie since Coraline. And he has Jordan Peele, the director of Get Out, involved with this. I can actually see this becoming a new Halloween classic. But for right now, we're just going to have to wait and see on what's going to look like in the future. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
Now that's a DreamWorks sequel I definitely want to see. I actually saw the first Puss in Boots movie, and I really had a lot of fun time watching it. It showed that they can make more fairy tale spooks without Shrek. So for this upcoming movie, it's going to be about Puss in Boots, who lost all of his 8 lives and he's down to 1. So he had to find this mystical witch to regain his 8 lives again. And it's actually a cool idea, which I realized that throughout these fairy tale spoofs, not once have they made a fairy tale spoof of the Arabian Nights stories like Aladdin and the Magic Lamp or Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves. There's a lot of possibilities on what kind of interpretation they would have with the magical genie, and there's still some other fairy tale spoofs they haven't satirized yet, like the Snow Queen, the Ugly Duckling. In fact, not once have they made an Alice in Wonderland spoof. Yeah, they kinda did it in the Broadway musical, but not a movie character. I really have no idea what sort of outcome's gonna happen with Puss in Boots on whether or not he's gonna get his 8 lives back, but I'm definitely looking forward to his upcoming sequel.
Spider-Man: Across the Spider-Verse Part 1.
The hype is on! Yeah, we love Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse so much, we wanted another sequel out of it. And let's not forget that Into the Spider-Verse sparked a bit of inspiration for the Marvel Cinematic Universe to release their next phase involving the multiverse, which is why we have shows like Loki and Marvel's What If. We get a brief look at what's going to happen in this upcoming sequel involving Miles Morales forming a relationship with Spider-Gwen, aka Gwen Stacy, in a scene where he actually fights Spider-Man 2099, the future Spider-Man. There are actually two things that actually fascinate me during the first look. First is the animation. It still captures the same art style we remember from the first movie, but this one takes it to a whole new level, where we see the art style of New York in Miles' dimension. In this one, we see a different art style when he enters the other multiverses, specifically Spider-Man 2099's universe. And second of all, this is actually part 1 of this sequel, which means we're gonna get a 2-parter movie later in the future, which we haven't seen 2-part movies in a long time since Hunger Games and Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. I really had a blast with Spider-Man No Way Home last year, but I'm ready for another blast with the Spider-Verse movie.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid: Roderick Rules.
Another one already? I know Diary of a Wimpy Kid is a popular book series, but I never expect the sequel to come out this sooner, which I'm actually gonna skip, honestly. Yeah, I did not have a fun time with the anime Wimpy Kid book, and I'm not saying that to defend the live-action movies, it's just that the Wimpy Kid books are not really for me. I just didn't get why the Diary of the Wimpy Kid books are so popular nowadays. From what I gather, it's just about Greg trying to become a somebody, survive middle school, hijinks ensued. With the movies, all I got for them was a case of mean-spiritedness from the side characters, and especially Greg, the main protagonist of these books and movies. I just don't see why should I continue watching these Wimpy Kid movies when Greg ended up becoming unlikable in the first movie. I will confess the anime movie did much better than the live-action movie because it welcomed me a bit more about what the cheese touch is. The mean-spiritedness was cut down to a quarter, and I'm actually grateful that one of Gray's arch enemies, Patty, is not in this movie because I did not like her in the live-action movie. And to be fair, I like the ending a bit better here. But because these movies did not welcome me very well with these main characters and about Gray's life and viewpoint of surviving middle school, the Wimpy Kids franchise is just not meant for me. Even with the upcoming sequel, Roderick Rules, from what I gather through the book's synopsis, it's about Gray trying to get along with his brother Roderick and surviving middle school again. The only difference is, he has to make sure that Roderick doesn't spit out Greg's dirty secrets. And there's really nothing new to it, it's just another brotherhood bonding. I have no idea if Roderick Rules is going to be another hour movie like the first animated Wimpy Kid movie, but If you like the Wimpy Kids books in general, that's fine, more power to you. Just don't expect me to join this fan base.
Strange World.
The answer is no, this is not an animated Doctor Strange movie. Instead, we got an animated adventure movie. So what I can gather through the news articles is going to be about this family of explorers that are going to travel to this mystical land filled with fantastical creatures on this one big mission. And to be honest, it does sound like a lot of fun. The idea of a family explorer seems like a lot of fun. It's not just one explorer like Indiana Jones, it's actually a group of family. And come to think of it, the sound of the premise does sound like an animated Indiana Jones movie. When we think of adventure movies, we think of going on a quest, surviving traps, uncovering treasure, and discovering new mysteries and secrets. As of right now, I have no idea what the movie's gonna look like in the future, so for now we're just gonna have to wait and see on what kind of fun adventures await for us in this strange world.
Illumination's Mario movie.
Looks like Illumination is taking on an interesting gamble. I play a few Mario Brothers games, but I'm not a huge fan of Mario, I'm just a casual fan. I mostly play a few of his Game Boy games, one of his Nintendo 3DS games, and a couple of the Mario and Sonic Olympic games, and I'm actually interested in playing the Super Mario Odyssey on the Nintendo Switch. But what makes people concerned about this upcoming Mario movie is that it's going to be produced by Illumination Entertainment, the people that brought Despicable Me, and they brought in a huge cast of A-list celebrities like Jack Black, Seth Rogen, Charlie Day, and Chris Pratt as Mario. To me, I'm somewhere in the middle. On one hand, I do understand why people are concerned about Chris Pratt voicing Mario, because when we hear Chris Pratt voicing his other characters like Emmett from the Lego Movie, Owen from Jurassic World, and Star-Lord from the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, he pretty much plays the same character as the action dude or the everyday man. But on the other hand, we still don't know for certain on what Chris Pratt's gonna sound like as Mario. We haven't seen a trailer for it yet, so we don't know if Chris Pratt is definitely gonna nail the part as Mario, or if Mario's just gonna sound like Chris Pratt playing Chris Pratt. But I will admit, some of the other choices seemed a bit off for me, like Jack Black as Bowser. How's he gonna nail it to capture this threatening villain? Or Keegan-Michael Key as Toad. What's Toad's gonna sound like in this upcoming movie? And I really don't know for certain about Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong, because I don't know if Seth Rogen really gonna voice this character, or it's just Seth Rogen being Seth Rogen. But like I said, as of right now, we don't have a trailer for this upcoming Mario movie yet. We don't know what it's going to look like, what the character's gonna sound like. We don't even know if it's going to be an origin Mario movie or an original Mario adventure. We'll just have to wait and see, but there is a plus side with this upcoming Mario movie. It's gonna be an interesting movie brawl between this and the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. And there you have it, folks. Those are my initial thoughts on the upcoming anime films of 2022. What do you think of these upcoming movies? Well, feel free to leave in the comments below, and be sure to like, comment, subscribe me for a new review and another project. I'm Mad Hair Patrick, and remember, stay safe, stay healthy, work smarter, not harder, and forever and always be kind.